Good afternoon. It seems Stephen Anderson he's made a video defending his fellowship with a Reformed Baptist who's a Calvinist, using him for soul winning in Cyprus and using the Texas Receptors. And Anderson's not a King James only guy. Anderson is a Texas Receptors guy. He thinks that the Trinitarian Bible Society text matches exactly with the King James Bible, and it doesn't. There's no Greek text that lines up exactly with the King James Bible. That's why the King James Bible is his own received text. And all this talk about Greek, you don't need Greek. Now, if you're a missionary to Greece, fine. Use the text yourself. I don't care what you use. But it's for the average, for the King James Bible believer, we don't care about the Greek. Nonsense. The Schrittner text, which is what the Trinitarian Bible Society puts out, is not an exact duplicate of the King James Bible. There are slight differences.
It was also just successful from a soul-winning perspective.
And I told him, showed him the differences. He ignored it.
We were also able to train some locals on soul winning and help them learn soul winning so that they can keep on doing the work after we have returned. And so I'm really looking forward to the film coming out. So as far as Pastor Dane Johansen, like I said, that we don't agree on a lot of doctrines, and I'm totally against Calvinism. And he knows how I feel about Calvinism.
Yeah, you say Calvinism is a heresy. So what are you associating with somebody you call a heresy, and you believe heretics are lost? Now you're saying a Calvinist can be saved.
And we've talked about these things, but at the end of the day, he's saved. He's King James.
How can he be saved? He's involved in a heresy. You don't believe you don't believe Christians can be heretics.
He loves soul winning, and he agrees.
He says modalists are lost. That's why he says modalists are lost, because they're heretics. And I'm a Trinitarian, but a modalist can be a saved person.
He's on this issue of Greek. We see eye to eye. He brought a lot to the table as far as just, knowledge about the Greek language, knowledge about, how Greek was studied in the Reformation era, how the King James translators learned Greek, and
so what? What do they do with anything?
What methods they used and stuff like that. So, I think it worked out great, including him in the film. But I just wanted to make sure that people understood that
understanding that you associate with a heretic? That you say all heretics are lost.
This is not me, embracing Calvinism or Calvinist preachers or somehow leaning that way because, my doctrine on Calvinism is the same as it's always been, okay? But that being said, there's so much debate out there, especially amongst Calvinists. They're really into this debate culture, and I don't like debate. I don't like arguing with people. I think it's...
Stephen Anderson doesn't like to argue with people? What world does this guy live in? Who is this guy?
Healthy to have a good discussion and a dialogue and to talk about the Bible and talk about doctrine and have your ideas challenged. But the problem with the debate culture is that when people debate, when was the last time you ever saw one of them say, hey, you actually made a great point there. Yeah, actually, you got me on that one. I'll have to look that up. When you watch, whether it's a religious debate or whether you watch a political debate, all it's about is just winning an argument. It's not really about learning, okay? And so you'll never see people conceding points to the other side. And it's foolishness, in my opinion. I don't like debates. And so I don't participate in debate. But, I do participate in dialogue. Like, for example, I sat down a while back with a transhumanist atheist.
What? See, this is a guy... King's Table put a video on Ben Shapiro, a conservative commentary guy, and Dan Coulter. These are people who just like get involved with people just to raise issues and get make publicity. Why are you talking to someone like that? I mean, just for the sake of just getting making a public image of yourself.
I think we had a great conversation. And there were times when I acknowledged that he'd made a great point, and there were times when he acknowledged that I made.
About what? About what? What could a person, when he sit down with a sodomite and say the same thing, what's he talking about? So you can sit down with sodomites and talk about they might have a point.
So. A good point. And we were able to have a good discussion.
What is a transhumanist? What?
Learn and get somewhere. Okay. So
get where? Get where? You ain't get nowhere. You just talk to somebody and you made yourself sound like, oh, look how conciliatory I am.
I'll just come right out and say, I get along with Pastor Dane Johansson, and we have a good time at the meetup. We had a great time on the trip, and so even though we disagree on doctrine, and yes, it is important doctrine that we disagree on, it doesn't mean that we can't be friendly or respectful or get along. Now, look, there are some people that I'm not going to be friendly or respectful to because they're damnable heretics.
Who's a Calvinist? Calvinists are damnable heretics. What are you talking about? 5-point Calvinists?
Okay, if people are preaching a false gospel, let them be accursed. But anyway, I know that there were people that had questions about that, so I hope that this video clears that up for you. God bless you. Have a great...
Calvinism is not preaching a false gospel. It says God has to choose you. You can't choose God. You can't make a decision. It's God has to give you. It's unconditional election. God has to choose you. Therefore, if God isn't giving you the faith, if God is not giving you the you're not part of God, the elect that was done from eternity past, but from some arbitrary reason, God picks one person or another person, you can't be saved. The whole 5 points of Calvinism are heresy. Tulip is outright heresy, and this guy's talking about damnable heretics. When we say perseverance of the saints, they don't mean, we're talking about once saved, always saved. So that's why even their P is wrong. Perseverance of the saints, they say the person will be brought back. And if he isn't brought back, then he was never saved in the first place. So I'll put this up real quick. I'm sure there's a lot of people going to bring out videos on this. But this guy's answer. That's what you get with this guy. Talks out of both sides of his mouth. Modalists can't be saved. This guy can't be saved. He's going to talk about a transhumanist. What is that? See, I sit down to. Well, you can sit down with the sodomites. Why not? So I mean, the entire tulip teaches a false gospel. Calvinists say Calvinism is the gospel. This guy's supposed to be a great teacher. Calvinists say Calvinism is the gospel. So I'll stop and put this up. Amen. Thank you.